Ho, 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 Merry Christmas! Today I want to show you around the Museum of Las Vegas, at the Natural History Museum that is. And Ed, I'll take it from here now, thank you. And here we go looking around, boys and girls. As you can see, the hall is all totally decorated. Okay, this year's theme at the Museum of Natural History in Las Vegas is the December to Remember. And we have all kinds of different holiday celebrations from around the world. I'm going to go to this side first and show you one of the aluminum Christmas trees from the 1950s. That's the time when everybody had to have a similar tree, and in order to fill so many trees, they went to metal and aluminum tree bases, and this one's lasted over 60 or 70 years already. Over here we've got the common tree, and the common tree just has decorations from just about every nationality and anyone in the community that can put an ornament on that tree. And coming around the wild creatures that we have at the museum, we have Victorian Christmas tree with an angel on top, coming down to all the different angels down below. And it's not just Christmas decorations. We have some things from Tibet and Morocco, and here we have a Hungarian Christmas tree. A Hungarian because, well, the candies make me hungry. Over here we have the Buddhas from around the world, and it's surprising, but even some places where they do have Buddhas, such as Japan, they also celebrate Christmas, and we have a Merry Christmas in Japan as well. Here we have the Happy Hanukkah items that we have, and the gifts that they give at this time of year. I just want to say that the giving gifts is more than 10,000 years old, recorded that we've been doing that, and it's always fun to give secret gifts, and Santa likes doing that. Here we have the Muslim and Islam traditional paintings, pictures in the Quran, and other items here. And here we have the North American Africans with the Kwanzaa system, and you can see an exhibit on the Kwanzaa candles, and it talks a little bit about the Kwanzaa. And here we go to Irish Christmas traditions, and they're big on holly. Everything's got to be green. And they used to, after they have their Christmas dinner, they'll leave a light on with some food and a little bit of food and maybe something to drink on the table in case, and leave a candle in the windows in case anyone is wandering through the province. They can stop in and get a little sustenance before they continue on their journey. One of their traditions. Here we have the three wise men. This one is a tradition in Mexico, that the El Dia de los Reyes, where the Day of the Kings, where they celebrate giving gifts, such as the three wise men brought gifts for the baby Jesus. Here we also have from Mexico the poinsettia tree, and the poinsettias were from Mexico and then later brought to America. I forgot the exact year. There's so many things to remember, but you can see them all when you come to the museum. And here we also have a pioneer Christmas tree from the Wild West, and they would hang popcorn and pine cones and anything made out of clay, such as they would make things out of cookie dough too, and hang those from the tree to make celebrations. And over on this side we have Sons of Norway, and you can see the typical things that you would find around the Christmas house around Christmas Day. And the big thing on Christmas Day was they'd have special cookies that they'd make Christmas Eve, crumb cake, sandbakels, rosettas, and fatigman, fried in deep fat. And then rice pudding they would serve, and with a single almond in it, and who was ever found that almond in their pudding was the lucky one that could get a wish. So we have that there. In other parts of the world, they celebrated the year of the wheel, or the Yuletide. and the 8 seasons, and you can see that winter solstice on December 21st was the Yule winter solstice. So they would have a Yule log with candles and some fruits and drinks for them as well. Here's a Yule tree, how they would decorate a Yule tree, and pre-Christian Germanic midwinter festival that lasted 12 days. And then it became later part of the Christian ceremonies in 336 AD. Scotland Christmas was a bit different. You had to put on your kilt, but so they always had a lot of red in their stuff. And here we have a Yule log as well, and with sweets, Scottish treats as well. Some of my as well as that, with their trees, they would see that they'd have little Scotty dogs that they'd put on their trees with Scottish style ribbons and bows and other things that show the Scottish religions. Over here we go to Russia. Now Russia, after the revolution in 1917, they outlawed a lot of things like Christmas, but the Russians, to counter that, came up with which is known as Ded Moroz, which is Grandfather Frost. And Moroz is also a word that's close to ice cream, because morozhenia is ice cream in Russian. And you can see that he wore completely blue. But since the fall of since the last political powers declined in 1992, they've gone back to observing the full Christmas way. So you might see someone like Father Christmas or Grandfather Frost, or you might see a red Santa Claus as well in that part of the world. And here we go for some of the things that you'll see in the Philippines. A lot of stars and dressed up, and a red carriage with a horse-drawn carriage. And then you see parts of the mangers and baby Jesus, and the lighted up stars as well. And then over here we have the Greek Isles. And you'll see that in the Greek Isles they have little candies and little coins and stuff. And you ring bells and stuff for the local residents and give candies to the local residents. In Thailand, they celebrate Christmas as well, and what they'd like to do is dress up in festive clothes depending on which region you are from. And these all here at the museum are all dressed in hand-sewn wardrobes for the different places in the different regions in the country, and you can see that some are very festive. And in fact, in one region they'll have over 7 different lucky colors, and each day you'll wear one of these different colors for that time of the year. And then coming over here we go with the Japanese New Year, and also you'll see Santa Claus over there, and they'll be saying a Merry Christmas, which is very close to English. And here we have a little exhibit on the history of Santa Claus, from St. Nicholas to Sinterklaas, and the Coca-Cola ads from the 1930s. Most of the ideas and thoughts of American Santa Claus and Christmas come from the Dutch Sinterklaas, because they were the first to bring it over from Holland when they moved to New York. And you can see it's typical at this time of year to leave out some milk and some cookies, usually chocolate chip, and also for those that like, some people will even put out carrots for the reindeer to nibble on, and that's so Santa can have a little sustenance between going from house to house along the way. In Italy, they do have Christmas trees, but more important than the Christmas trees is the manger, and just about every house will have a manger with some type of triangular roof there, and displaying the wise men and the baby Jesus and the animals that were in the manger. And it's the center of Christmas, and the Presepio, or the manger as they would say in Italian, is the highlight of their season. And just around the world, just to give you a different idea, other festivals going on this time, Swaziland, South Africa, this is their springtime, when all the fruit is coming to fruition, if you will. And they will celebrate this time of year with the Inkwala Festival, and they will wear these Swaziland garbs that we see here, the robes around them, and they put out their best traditional war equipment. They'll have dances and songs, and these are all authentic at the museum here. And you can see all the different things they'll share with everybody, and it's a festival time. And surprisingly enough, they also celebrate Christmas there as well. And they have a couple of different customs. One is that most of the people in Swaziland will go barefoot, but when they get and they will take shoes and they hang them over their shoulders, and right before they get to town, that's when they put the shoes on so they can walk into town with their shoes. This way, the shoes don't get soiled by walking through the jungle or wilderness or the back roads or whatever, and so they come into town wearing new shoes. Just different traditions and way they dress in different parts of the world. So there you go. Here's the whole panoramic view you can see here. So come on down to the museum and see them for yourself.